in the United States and Canada. Judy Jupiter called it, and this is What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio. In Boston, my name is David Bean. I sit beside Pete Blackburn, and across the room is Sean DePaz. Looking good, Pete.
Hey, thanks. That's very nice of you.
You got skates all over the place.
I have skates on my head, skates on my feet, skates in my bag.
Skates in the background.
That's right. The skate is back.
Skates on the ground. Looking like a fool with your skates on the ground.
Speaking of
Man,
I've got the Vancouver Canucks skate logo on my head right now as a tribute to the performance that we got last night from the Vancouver Canucks in the skate. I will have updates about Ellen watched hockey with me yesterday. It was an incredible experience.
Who's this?
This is my wife.
Ooh, Pete's been seeing a wife.
I'm often jealous because you have a Gumar who was new to hockey, is not new to hockey anymore.
Correct.
But you've convinced her to be able to watch hockey with you, and you get all these fun stories.
Yes.
I don't have these fun stories, and I got some fun stories yesterday. We'll get to that.
Finally, Pete has a fun relationship. Look at you two having fun.
Guys are legit.
That's right. Watched the game last night. Ellen, unprompted, told me that she was like, this Kiefer Sherwood guy, he's awesome. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I would marry you again if I could, based off of that.
That's so specific.
Dude, it was crazy. Made no comment about any other player. But if you were going to make a comment about anybody yesterday, it would have been Kiefer Sherwood. She was like, Kiefer Sherwood, this guy's awesome. I was like, oh my God. And then unprompted, she was just like, the Canucks, I like their aesthetic. And I was like, oh my God. Wow.
That's so crazy.
It was just hitting all the beats for me.
I'll say it's crazier.
Incredible.
Well, not crazy last night to watch that and be like, Kiefer Sherwood seems like the best player in this game because he for sure was. That's just Ellen knowing puck. As for the aesthetic, if you don't like the skate and that aesthetic, you're a crazy person.
See, you say that, but I also think that the love for the skate is attached to a love for hockey. I think if you were to look at the skate aesthetic in a vacuum, I can understand why people wouldn't like it.
Quick little detour from this. Can we say, boy, oh boy, like Dan Power's voice, did we call the dress-up game looking stupid and feeling stupid, or did we call it?
It didn't look stupid.
Yeah.
It felt stupid.
It felt so... It ended up being a good game.
Yeah.
It went to overtime. I was like, get this off my TV. This is so stupid.
It
was stupid.
It was stupid.
It was very, very stupid.
It was silly.
Yes.
It was definitely a dress-up game. Yes.
Yeah.
I
think there's a cuter word for it.
Stupid.
Sabrina Carpenter reference. Stupid. But good on Ellen. She just knows puck. She knows what she's seeing. Tell the folks on the show, because I think we're going to talk quite a bit about your guy.
Today on the show, Kiefer Scherzer. What's that about? Oh, it's a crossover because Max Scherzer is pitching tonight in the World Series.
I don't know about that. I'm going to take your word for that part.
Okay.
I don't watch the Dodgers. I watch the Blue Jays.
Max Scherzer is spelled with a... I also have no idea what's going on here, for the record. But I do want to point out that DJ specified to me that that first name is spelled correctly, or the way it's spelled currently was intentional, I suppose. And Max Scherzer spells his name with a C.
Correct.
S-C-H. So
Correct.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
So this is a play. So then this would be the first half of Kiefer Sherwood's last name.
Yeah, I guess so.
And the second half of Max Scherzer's last name.
Who is
so
a Cy Young
folks
winner?
In the chat, there you go. Pete beat you to the punch.
I thought you just said it wasn't Max Scherzer. That's why I got confused.
No, it was. But I'm not just giving him somebody else's name.
Yeah,
he's a grown-ass man whose name starts with Scher.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
I'm not saying that he's half Max Scherzer. I don't want Kiefer Sherwood to be half anybody but Kiefer Sherwood.
This is the appropriate way to do it. I get it now. It's
Cy
connected
Young.
in my brain. He's a Cy Young winner. Kiefer Sherwood still in Cy Young watch, 6 goals, no assists.
In the lead, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so too. It's pretty impressive to have the impact that Kiefer Sherwood has had on the Canucks without a single assist on the board. Next, Tusky is God. Yeah, big time update on Tusky and the vibes and the lore and the magnitude of his presence. Tusky is huge for the Utah Mammoth. Mitch Love questions. And then finally, franchise status experiment.
I had something happen to me over the weekend, and it made me abandon all of my plans and get to work. And by get to work, I mean ask some people throughout our lovely continent to do some work for me so I could learn a little more about what certain things say about certain franchises. I think that you're going to want to stick around and see it. It's a nice little presentation, but let's begin with catching up on what happened over the weekend. I mentioned how stupid the dress-up game looked, and I used to say like it didn't look stupid. I still feel like it did look stupid.
No, it
Like
looked awesome.
the jerseys themselves, isolated, nice. But like I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday, and I was like, yeah, like they're wearing their Kelly greens, and I'm like, yeah, like they might as well put on Whalers jerseys too.
I mean, if we are talking about football games looking stupid, the fucking Packers versus Steelers, two of like the best dressed teams in the NFL, getting together and wearing abominations of their current uniforms.
Oh my God, that was
People
really dumb.
awful.
Based off of how stupid the Steelers looked, like the Packers will escape fairly unscathed, but they should never wear those white helmets.
Well, the last
Packers
time
should
they
never
wore them,
not wear yellow helmets.
I don't even mind that they're. I agree.
If there's ever a time to do it, it was last night because there was so much yellow on the Steelers side.
100%.
But
I think the helmets need some yellow added to them. They don't have to be yellow; they just need some yellow striping to match the jerseys. But that was the worst football game I've ever watched.
I didn't watch most of the football game.
I watched. I was all football yesterday, but visually that was the worst.
Can we throw out just a quick pour one out for Cam Scadaboo?
Oh no,
brother. God, man,
that is a good guy. Like I've met him personally. I've spent time with him personally. Like he is a dude who I don't know what he has in life if not for football.
And he had just gotten, I believe he had just gotten grills.
He was just sitting courtside at the Knicks game.
Just starting to get a taste of that life.
Pete and I had a little bit of this conversation the other day. Spending money before you get it. I guess he's still getting paid, but I don't know. It seems like he's been spending money that he might not quite have yet.
It's just devastating because like that guy's life was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was living it up.
Now for like probably the next year, he's gonna be just.
And Jackson Dart looked so sad.
Yeah,
did you see the clip of their little?
I feel like everybody in America has to be sad.
But
like even if you hate the Giants, I have no reason to root for the Giants.
I do.
Cam Scadaboo rocks.
Did you see the little helmetless headbutt that him and Jackson Dart gave each other when Cam was on the cart and everybody was like patting him, saying goodbye or whatever, and Jackson Dart came over, gave him a little headbutt, and I was like, oh, these guys rock.
I feel like both of those guys really got to be careful about how many of like their remaining brain cells that they're willing to just like expend.
It was a very delicate.
Yeah, those guys got to protect the brain cells they got left.
Okay, speaking of football, Sean, do you have the what are we looking at graphic?
I do.
We got a what are we looking at here, and it's a very big one involving football. Player entrances yesterday for the Bills and Carolina Panthers, and here is a picture of Bills running back Ray Davis entering the stadium. And what are we looking at here? Can you zoom, Sean?
No, I can't. I thought I could, but I can't.
Folks if you take your fingers or whatever, can you just zoom? What's going up on what's on the dome there?
That would appear to be an OG What Chaos X Edition hat.
That is a What Chaos hat. Yes, made by the fine boys edition. You can see right here. Thank you, Sean. We got NFL running backs wearing our merch entering games. This is how we know we've made it.
I guess so, yeah.
It's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's especially cool for you, Sean.
We got the custom What Chaos Bills jersey. Shout out the Bills, man. They're whatnuts.
I know, like the Patriots right now are the best team in the AFC.
I mean, that's not true. No one wants to talk about the fact that Drake May was getting out-dueled by Dylan motherfucking Gabriel in the first half of that game yesterday. Numbers are it's a fact.
It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
That's fine. They can finish.
Drake May is a killer. The Patriots have juice.
The Bills
are the best team in the AFC.
That's not true.
Not even the AFC East. They are the best team in the AFC. So I'm not going to say go Bills, but I will say if you want to endear yourselves to our podcast, keep on wearing that merch.
Yes.
Shout out Ray Davis.
Thank you very much, Ray Davis. Thank you. I mean, we have a lot of friends in the football community. Obviously, Travis Kelce has been on the show. Isaiah Pacheco has been on the show. Patrick Mahomes has been on the show. A lot of guys have been on show content.
I do have to give a shout out to Andrew who shared this with me. He also just sent me right on cue, and by right on cue I mean slightly late, a higher res version of that picture. But Andrew and Kelsey Sweet. Kelsey Sweet was a member of the Bills that actually gave Ray Davis the hat.
Okay.
So
All right.
whatnots in the communications department at the Buffalo Bills are spreading the love.
Love that.
Thank you to everybody, including Ray Davis, for asking for that hat. I think
right.
he was given the hat because he said, anyone got a what chaos hat I can wear?
I mean,
Been loving the pod recently. You hear Judy Jupiter?
guys are giving shit all the time. I'd have to believe. They're not wearing all of it.
That's true. Okay, Kiefer Sherwood, best player in the NHL. That's like the biggest weekend catch-up thing. Obviously the Mitch Love thing is a little more important. But Kiefer Sherwood scores twice in the Canucks' overtime win over the Oilers last night. If not that the standings are gonna I think the Canucks will be a playoff team or whatever. Canucks, major asshole watch for letting the Oilers get a point in that game.
Oh,
but
come on. Major asshole watch for the Oilers for allowing the Canucks to win that game.
you think?
The Canucks have nobody down the middle. They are so hurt.
Oh,
They have no Quinn Hughes.
But they were
team,
clearly the better team last
Definitely.
night. They were running circles around them. I understand.
if there's
Quinn
one
Hughes
team that's an
less-
asshole, all I'm saying is that it is the Edmonton Oilers for losing that game.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That game was mourned. I mourned that game in the beginning of the second period. I was like, I know they're going to come back, but they'll probably lose in regulation. And they just didn't have it last night. So, glass half full, I guess. But Oilers should not have gotten a point out of that game. And they ended up doing going into the game, you're saying, even though they're both playing back-to-backs, you'd say, yeah, Oilers should win this game. But then you watch it and you see who the better team is. Canucks, absolutely better team.
Well,
Not close. And the Oilers get a point out of it. I'll take that all day.
I mean, no matter what, you go into an Oilers-Canucks game and you're like, both these teams probably on asshole watch because they're both frequently assholes, but they're specifically huge assholes to each other. Like every time the Canucks and Oilers meet, it is massive hatred party. And it might be the best rivalry going regular season wise in the NHL.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's a sneaky, not sneaky because it's two Western Canada teams, but you don't usually go right to Oilers Canucks, but Evander Kane being part of it now makes it better too. And Evander Kane looks like I never gave up on Evander Kane. He's a good fit there. But Kiefer Sherwood, star of the show, scores twice. Would have been a hat trick if not for Tyler Myers. Love you, fella. Just offside and getting that goal called back, but scores twice. The first one that was allowed was a very, very sick goal.
Mhm.
And the OT winner, just brilliant from a guy who's one of the best stories in the league, who's going to get paid. He's 30 years old. He's I think he might already be a buyer beware contract on whatever he's going to get, but he's also just such a late bloomer that I'm maybe he's going to be a 25 goal guy for the next however many years.
He's also one of those guys, no matter what the contract looks like, I'm going to be excited for whatever team, whether it's the Canucks or anybody else, that they got the player.
You know who I think it's going to be, though?
The Boston Bruins?
It's going to be he's
the Bruins,
the guy.
The Bruins could
sign.
give him $10 million, and I know that would be a massive overpay. I would be so fucking excited if I got to watch Kiefer Sherwood every single night.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, I've been on this guy for the past couple of years, and I've said it not necessarily ironically, but he so fully fits the profile of the kind of player that I like, which is high intensity, never ever takes a night off, grinds his dick off, and will also contribute. And that's why I fell in love with him. I say this right now, he is must watch hockey. He is must watch hockey right now because he brings all of the gritty elements, but he's also the most skilled player on the Canucks when Quinn Hughes is not in the lineup.
a guy that goes from setting a record for hits to leading his team in goals is going to do it for me every time.
Yes.
But I also love the idea of him getting massively overpaid by the Boston Bruins and all of Boston being what the fuck is this? And Pete just being over in the corner, just being we got our guy.
Buddy, I would be the happiest person in the world.
I mean, team's
I
going to
believe it.
kind of stink anyway. So
Make it fun.
You want to stink with an exciting guy or stink without an exciting guy?
Kiefer Sherwood, though, I mean,
He's a spark plug,
not
dude.
to make it about the Sabres, but you see what maybe one guy, shout out Josh Jones, could do to completely switch the vibes. Why not make that Kiefer Sherwood?
He would essentially be the Jason Zucker, where it's he's a spark plug. He brings a little bit more intensity and a little bit more of a crazy, gritty game. but he can elevate a team no matter what because of the energy that he brings to a lineup.
Okay, someone put it kind of as a joke. I'll clean it up a little bit, but Canucks obviously need centers. There's been some murmurs that maybe they could be in on Pavel Zacha, who right now is occupied centering the coolest line in the world with Casey Middlestat and Victor Arvidsson. If the Canucks think they can't re-sign Kiefer Sherwood and they want centers and they want to do a Sherwood's remaining months for Pavel Zacha, if you're a Bruins fan, you're saying do that?
Definitely. Definitely.
I love
And I'll tell you what, I'll go a step further. If the Canucks are looking to improve their team and contend this year, they would be fucking morons to ever include Kiefer Sherwood in any deal to try to get better this season.
I would agree with that. I think that he's like it's the Bert and Ernie Christmas episode where one of them gives up their paperclip collection to get the other one a tray for their rubber ducky, but the other one traded their rubber ducky to get a case for the paperclip. It's like
you're trading your
robbing Peter to pay Paul's a better way of putting it, but no, it's not. The Sesame Street way is the coolest way of putting it.
It's selling your gasoline to afford a new car.
I like that. Don't sell your gas, kids.
Yeah.
Hold on to that. Value is only going up. I learned that from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But with 6 goals and 0 assists, Kiefer Sherwood currently has the most goals of any player to not register an assist.
Yes. So he is.
He's the Cy Young leader.
He is the Cy Young leader, 100%.
You still, and by the way, seeing on social media, the Cy Young DFA thing is starting to catch on. Love that. Shane Pinto at 8-1 is probably, like you'd say, more likely to win it.
I feel like we gotta. I mean, at that point is when you got to start getting into some advanced. You got to get into the numbers and see like what the whip is, like how many guys are they walking.
Yeah. I think that Kiefer Sherwood is more likely to like whip his leg around at you, than Shane Pinto.
I think the DFA guys, you got to start looking at their actual hits because hits are a stat when you don't have the puck.
Any sort of this talk tied to involvement in Shane Pinto, don't love.
There's no money on the line.
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I know.
Another thing I want to mention from the weekend is that the Buffalo Sabres took 3 points off the Toronto Maple Leafs. And boy, it really could have been 4 if Owen Power could bury his chance in overtime. Sean, check in. Good.
Vibes are still high.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the fact that it has been, I can't think of the number specifically. It has been like a consecutive stretch of periods where they have not come out as complete assholes, which was not the case. Even when they won games last year, there would always be that period where they came out and they were just the biggest assholes on the planet. And you're like, well, here we go. I'm at a point now where it does not feel like, even if things are not going well for them, things are going to completely fall apart. And that is a relief. It's a nice change of pace.
And on the other side of that matchup, like the Leafs are bad. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Leafs look bad.
They're dog shit. I mean, they've got 2 good players, basically.
The Eastern Conference right now is so strange. It is such a strange sight. You've got the Canadiens and the Red Wings up top in the Atlantic, and then the Devils and the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins.
Not going away.
The Pittsburgh Penguins. At what point do we have the discussion like maybe the Penguins are for real? I think it's still too early. Would not bank on that.
So I did the experiment that I'm teasing for later in the show. I tried to focus on like mediocre teams, maybe even teams that you would expect to be bad. And when I reached out to somebody for help on the Penguins end of this, they were like, "Why are you asking for the Penguins then? The Penguins are good."
So like they have believers. Are there Penguins?
Penguins
believers?
the Penguins have believers in Pittsburgh. I'll definitely tell you that.
Those are the last people that should believe. Like,
no, I mean, I'll always understand the fan behavior about getting excited, especially when you expect the product to be fucking ass. And like, I bought into 3 games of the Bruins.
Say, look who you're talking to.
Yeah, no. So
Kyle in the chat says the Penguins are this year's Capitals. Famously, going into last year, we said that the Capitals could finish anywhere in their division. First, last, anywhere in between. We didn't say this about the Penguins. Like, this is way more surprising than what the Capitals did last year.
Definitely.
The Capitals were positioned to be awesome if everything went right. The Penguins were positioned to be the 4th worst team in the NHL if everything went right. And
even that, if you had told
they've
me,
been better than that.
If you had told me before the season that they were going to finish 4th worst in the NHL, I'd be like, damn, what a fucking
Sid is magic.
good season. Like Sid and Malkin must have really turned back the clock.
Who did they buy? Who
Yeah.
did they get at the deadline? How did they get Kiefer Sherwood? They got Zaka, they got Sherwood, they got absolutely everybody. Yeah, man. Like Penguins, I say, well, let's put the Penguins in for the sake of being fun. Let's put the Penguins in got a show to do today.
Yeah, right.
Territory.
Definitely, yeah.
The Penguins who are currently good, and then you continue your sentence.
Penguins are big last year's Vikings vibes. It's like you could be 7-0 for all you want. I know damn well who you are, and it'll get there. But for right now, like you can't. You got to acknowledge the fact that they're 7-0.
See, with me, last year's Vikings was more about the fun of like.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe I think Sam Darnold is a good quarterback.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
don't know that. I
Like,
can have that personal belief.
But the fact of the matter is
but you know that he's.
I know they're dog shit. But the fact of the matter is it doesn't matter until they actually start playing like dog shit.
I think the bigger question though is like, were the Vikings at a starting point of being like the worst team in the league?
I mean, they came into the season with Sam Darnold as their quarterback, so yeah, damn near close. Not like the worst in the league, but like it was a season in which they were supposed to come with a rookie quarterback. The rookie quarterback blew out his knee, and so they had to turn to Sam Darnold. The expectations were not for them to be good, and look at what they are again.
Do you know why the Penguins are so good, by the way?
Tristan Jarry.
Somewhat. I mean, he's out here blanking the Sharks. We did a little Cy Young talk with Kiefer Sherwood. Maybe the most likely to get DFA'd this season, which means you got a terrible record, is Evgeny Malkin.
What's his
He has
DFA?
14 points on 2 goals.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
A nice little 2-12. Love
Hell
that
yeah.
for him.
Nice, like a healthy 2-12 to have your team in playoff position. Evgeny Malkin, sorry you're going to be gone in the next 10 days, but damn.
That's got to be
work.
like the lowest winning percentage for a goal scorer this season, right?
The lowest winning percentage for a goal scorer.
Like anybody with non-zero goals.
Oh, yeah. It has to be the
2 and
I would
14
guess
is
so.
a pretty small percentage.
Yeah, I guess that what we'll need to figure out, the formula will be the lowest percentage of your points to come from goals. So if somebody in the chat wants to figure that out and give it to us, we'll get a clear dry erase board. You know those that's big for writing formulas on.
For like a window pane.
Yeah.
Where it's like
like
you're
an
doing
overhead projector. Like
No. Like like people will have like clear dry erase
Oh
boards.
yes, I know what you're
and
talking about.
They'll write it on that. We get a regular dry erase
We
board,
have one.
but we have one. Yeah, and what do? We hang your jerseys on it.
We hang it. And we've
That's what
never
regular
shown that
dry
dry
erase
erase
boards are
board side
for.
of it.
We want a good clear one for our
clear one will make me feel like the boys from the Social Network where they're doing like the formula on the dormitory window.
Exactly.
That's what let's do that.
And then we'll rank which teams are hot and not. But Penguins, man, for the sake of fun, we're calling the Penguins good until they stop being good. Everybody's saying that
I don't
we're
know if I'm
just
calling them
describing
good.
math.
Calling them
They're currently good.
resilient,
Resilient? I'll take it.
galvanized.
I mean,
There was never a point where they had to be galvanized. They like just started the season pretty good, I guess.
everybody in the chat noting that, of course, our guy Brad Scholl is
Elite.
off to a great start.
And noting that Connor McDavid can't score goals.
True. I need to. Who was on the broadcast last night? You and I both thought the same thing. That when Elias Pettersson scored,
Yeah.
he scored from the dot, and
Oh yeah.
the broadcast said like from the Draisaitl spot, and I was like, that ain't the Draisaitl spot. You're gonna need to take like 4 steps up to be at the Draisaitl spot.
It was
That's
a-
just scoring from the dot.
Very, very loose application of the Draisaitl spot. Last night's Sportsnet feed was so weird.
Confusing.
They started off on the Canucks feed and then switched at intermission to the Oilers.
Were you watching on
broadcast
ESPN
feed.
Plus?
Yeah, I suddenly heard Gene at intermission, and I was like, dang, they got Gene doing double duty
I
here. Or
have
something.
had that-
Saw
I've had
Gene doing pregame too. So I think
Oh.
that they had a hybrid broadcast or they literally switched the feed mid-game. I feel like it's more likely they had a hybrid broadcast for a national game.
And was
on Sportsnet.
Ferraro
Really?
doing the?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's so weird.
So strange.
I love Louis so much, but I'm like, damn, if you guys want to like kind of do a like just mash them all up and give me like Jack and Ferraro for a night,
Oh,
I'll take
I
that.
like that. I feel like if you're doing that, you should just take a different Canadian market's broadcasters. Like, hybrid thing is weird.
No, I honestly kind of like the hybrid thing, especially because Sportsnet, like they're all Sportsnet guys.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like, you know how in NHL when
team.
you're on the road, like you can choose to like play down in the middle period.
Yeah.
You know, you play up twice. Like the home team for the broadcast gets 2 periods and the away team gets 1. I kind of like that.
I mean, I like it in theory. I guess they need to be a little more intentional about it or make it a little clearer so you know what's going on. But it's unique. It's cool.
Okay, we need to talk about the best team in the NHL. And when we say the best team in the NHL, we're usually talking about like, hey, the Blues won 2 games in a row. Isn't that crazy?
Hey, the Buffalo Sabres
We have
won
actually
2
never
games
said
in a
that this season. I don't think the Blues have won. That was a terrible example. But if we have a fun little thing, hey, a team that did something interesting, whatever, we're actually going to talk about the best team in the Western Conference. Like, for real, if you go to the standings, look it up. They're a legit hockey team because they're in Utah. That's right, talking about the Mammoth. And I'll throw a little an underdog plug in here. Use code WhatChaos, get $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 entry, win or lose. Here's how it works. Pick higher or lower on 2 or more player stats, and you're in the game with a shot to win up to 5,000x your money. Underdog is live in most states, including Georgia, California, and Texas. Remember, play $5 to get $100 in bonus entries when you use code WhatChaos. If you've been doing Mammoth-specific entries on Underdog, you've probably done quite well for yourself, and it's all thanks to one person. The Mammoth are first in the Western Conference, despite losing 2 of their first 3 games this season. Everything changed on October 15th. What happened then, you ask? Sean, what happened?
Years and years of searching. Utah, I present to you the greatest discovery of my life.
Tusky came.
That's right.
We had a lot of questions about Tusky. Sean and I believe, were giving Tusky the benefit of the doubt out the gate. Pete was a little more...
I was pro Tusky. The only problem I had with Tusky was that his body, he's a little too slim. I want a thicker Tusky.
He was not breedable enough.
He was not breedable enough, which is funny. We never talked about this because, and this has been a consistent theme throughout the naming of the Utah Mammoth, the Colorado Mammoth, Colorado sports fans and the Colorado Mammoth, the NLL team there, they've gotten very upset.
Mm-hmm.
They've been, please like my team.
Don't care.
We've been the Mammoth first. No one's ever given a shit. No one cares.
I hate
but they have a Mammoth mascot as well, and that motherfucker is breedable. He is thick as a motherfucker. Like, why?
So
Good
they
for
should be
him.
like, we're
God
not
cares.
going to steal your name. We didn't steal your name.
We didn't steal your name, but they
but
shouldn't have
we
stolen
would
the
like to
mascot.
steal your mascot.
Yeah, he's brown, like an actual mammoth, not blue. He looks more like a true to form mammoth, I suppose. Still mascot-y, but yeah.
What if Tusky and that mammoth did breed? And then you at least
biracial mammoth?
get the,
I'm on board.
yeah, what's wrong with that? Yeah.
I mean,
If
I certainly
Sean
don't
has
have
a problem with that.
Yeah.
I will say I was a TBD on Tusky. Like I wasn't going to judge Tusky by his cover. I wanted to read the contents of his book, his lore, and I'll tell you what.
Recently.
There is a lot of lore being injected into Tusky right now because of his effect on the team.
Yes, a lot of lore, such as the fact that Sean, since revealing Tusky, the Utah Mammoth, 7-0-0, which is the best record in the NHL. You know who leads the NHL in points since October 15th, Pete?
Who leads in points?
Yes.
Yes, but I think it's because Sean tipped me off.
That's right, folks. It's Nick Schmaltz with 14 points. A real, like, number 4 starter, also 7-7. 7 goals, 7 assists.
Nick Schmaltz is
Perfectly balanced.
It's a meat and potatoes point total.
very, I would say, slept on NHL player. Like, I feel like the last like 4 years in Utah/Arizona, he's been the topic of trade conversations. He never gets traded. He's always been hanging out in a line with Clayton Keller, and it's done well for him.
He's just like a perfectly, not fine, but like perfectly
serviceable,
very good, not very good, perfectly.
He does his job.
Above average NHL player.
That's a lot of the Utah Mammoth, I would say, are above average NHL players.
Ride
Some
Nick
very
Schmaltz on underdog. And also ride Clayton Keller because he's 11 points deep since October 15th. That's third in the NHL, baby. That's right. They got 2 players who are top 3 in the NHL in points since Tusky came around. 2 players.
And when we had PD on, was the specifically said about the Utah Mammoth that Clayton Keller needs to be better. And look at what he's done.
Are any of these players in America?
Are any of these players playing on U.S. soil? Yes, Pete. Logan Cooley is playing on U.S. soil, and boy, is he doing a great job. 6 goals, is third in the NHL, and he looks like Paul Dano with longer hair. Doesn't he look like Paul Dano?
Yeah, I had never thought about that until you said it.
guess.
And now looking at it, I'm like, yeah, he could splash around in there.
Yeah, exactly. And just some overall stats for the team. Since revealing Tusky, 4.57 goals per game. That is second in the NHL. And I just had to throw in the top 5 because the top 5 is very fun. You got the Islanders leading the way, then the Mammoth, then the Penguins, who are good today, the Buffalo Sabres, and the New Jersey Devils just walking that Mucinex guy, who is real.
Man, I've just not like the most exciting thing to see if you're a Mammoth fan, I guess. Like if the number you're using to suggest that this is a good team is flanked by the New York Islanders and Pittsburgh Penguins.
It does underscore that
maybe not great, but
maybe it isn't super sustainable.
Yeah, but Sabres and Devils are good teams.
But here's
So
the
maybe
thing.
it
They've
is.
got the guys to, even if Logan Cooley isn't having a run where he's third in the NHL in goals, JJ Peterka will have a run at some point this season where he's third in the NHL in goals.
No, I'm like willing to
Dylan
say
Gunther will.
that is one of the best lines in the entire NHL, and that I believe can be sustainable.
I mean, that was what I was saying about Utah going in, is that like into the season, is that they could very easily have like the best top 6 in hockey at the end of the season, or one of the best top 6s in hockey at the end of the season. And they're fucking balling out now.
So, like, what I did the other day when I went to the Bruins game, shout out Underdog, I looked at the line that I'm obsessed with, which is Arvidsson, Zacha, and Middlestat. And I was like, whichever one of these guys has the best bang for the buck on more than half a point, I'm just going to do.
Okay.
Just do that with that line, and you're probably going to be rewarded.
Yeah.
I say
like,
probably. I don't know.
Just play the points because somebody's going to produce on that line. Like that line is electric. I would put it up there with one of 3 of the best lines to watch in hockey.
Chat says Jack Hughes' Mucinex mention is crazy.
Welcome
to our thank you, new listener. Absolutely not crazy. That is what we do around here. We talk about the Mucinex monster. But Utah being as good as we hoped this quickly rocks. Sean, any lingering Arizona sadness to see this little run taking place? Or
I'll always be sad for my Arizona people. This was always like this plan did not change when they went to Utah.
yes,
This was Bill Armstrong's plan. And obviously you might not have guys like JJ Peterka as eager to go to, but I would also think like if they had good ownership, every NHL player wants to go to Arizona. So like, yeah, I mean, all of this should have been Arizona's, but there's no one to blame other than Alex Morello. And yeah,
like,
it makes me sad, but it's also awesome to see these players succeed.
Just like the vibe in Utah right now is so good. Like I just feel like there is no better team to recommend to somebody who's on the fence about liking hockey and finding a team to root for, because right now Utah's got a very fun team. You're on like the ground floor a little bit,
Ground one.
and like there's just there everybody in that team and around that team is so excited to be rooting for it that you're not going to get these curmudgeon-y assholes that are gatekeeping fandom. I feel like they're very, very happy to welcome everybody to the bandwagon. So if you've got the search for a team and you're trying to jump on the NHL bandwagon this year, just start at Utah.
And like, again, make it about the Sabres. Like, there's been a couple of instances on Twitter and stuff like that, but largely they're like incredibly positive about other teams. Like they've been so positive about Josh Doan and the Buffalo Sabres. Like they like seeing, like they're in a place where they haven't been disillusioned or anything like that. Like they're just excited to be a part of hockey. And I think it's a good culture for new hockey fans. It's not like you're signing up to be a Vancouver Canucks fan, where the fandom can be very toxic.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like all the vibes are good, and it's very welcoming in Utah right now, which I'm a huge fan of that.
Jump on that line.
Also, Andre Torini needs respect. No one ever talks about him as being like a really good NHL coach, and he has been a coach that has consistently gotten this team to perform above expectations over the last 5 years. So
a very fun part about this run, by the way, for the Mammoth is that they're just doing it by scoring. Karel Vejmelka is 5-0-0 his last 5 games with a sub 900 save percentage. Yes, it's .899, which is still good, but it's not like they're limiting chances and playing lights out or whatever. They're just scoring a bunch of goals because they have a bunch of guys who can score goals. I'm on board with that all day. Remember, play $5 to get $100 in bonus entries when you use code WhatChaos on Underdog. Utah Mammoth, just wild. Speaking of Underdog, our Judy Jupiter play hit last week.
Oh, boy, did it.
Celebrini and Will Smith with Judy Jupiter in attendance went off, and now the Sharks are the second hottest team in hockey for all we know. Duncan, Idaho, I'm sorry, with a super chat says, this is a Tusky podcast. Oh, yes, it is. And also says, coffee for Sean and Doan.
Sean for Doan.
Coffee for Sean.
Coffee for me on behalf of just to celebrate the Josh Doan experience, I suppose. I think this might be Clubbers.
Oh, it's the same
profile picture, and I feel like we've seen Duncan Idaho before. I'm not positive.
Okay, well then whoever it is, let's see.
Vejmelka has a 6.1 goal saved above expected. Also, the Mammoth have only given up 14 goals at 5-on-5 in 10 games. So
they're doing everything at 5-on-5. It's not like their power play is lights out.
So we're this might be.
But they have the makings.
This is a darling team for a lot of people before the season. They might just be a really good team, and now just one of the Western Conference dogs.
Yeah,
love that.
Fantastic. Things are looking good for the Utah Mammoth. Things look good when you look good by wearing Shady Rays. What are Shady Rays, you ask? Oh, I don't know. Sunglasses, the best ones that come in all sorts of beautiful colors and styles, made for real life. Good looking, polarized, durable, not stupidly expensive. And here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, if you're at a game and Nick Schmaltz has his 3rd assist of the game, you got to throw your sunglasses on the ice, Shady Rays is going to send you a new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements.
I would say don't do that.
Why?
If you don't have a hat, don't throw anything on the ice.
No.
So this is Ryan Reeves' erasure?
What if your team hasn't made the playoff in 14 years and then you lose in embarrassing fashion and then you want to throw your jersey on the ice?
All right. Well, yeah. I'm just saying,
in a celebratory manner,
we should not be throwing things on the ice.
Didn't someone throw
nachos?
A costume type thing on the ice for a David Pastrnak hat trick, and it was very nice.
Yeah, that did happen famously. But in a way, you could argue that was a hat.
Right. What do we think of Ryan Reeves tossing his actual helmet on the ice?
I was so out.
He's not the first player to do it. Brad Marchand threw Rasmus Dahlin's helmet on the ice.
That's true.
It wasn't even the first time this season that Reeves has thrown his helmet on the ice. He fought Matt Rumpy.
That's true.
Oh, right.
Kind of kicked his ass.
Well,
a little bit.
You can wear your sunglasses or throw your sunglasses absolutely anywhere without fear. Hikes, concerts, boats, games, game nights.
I think you should have some fear if you're throwing your glasses at places you're not supposed to, but you don't have to fear them breaking.
You shouldn't have fear
legal
for
reinforcement or consequences.
Yeah, don't throw them at people.
Probably not.
Unless you're playing catch with
But
Shady
if you
Rays,
do,
which
they're not going to get broken, and you can get them replaced.
If there's any sunglasses with which it's safe to play catch, Shady Rays.
Yes.
They get broken. They get squeezed too hard. They got your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use code AC35 for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Also want to tell you about our friends at Green Chef, because Green Chef makes it easy to spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying delicious meals. If you have a busy lifestyle, maybe you're watching a bunch of hockey, maybe you're enjoying the sports equinox today.
Happening.
Yep.
Sports equinox today. You got a busy schedule. You cannot allot a lot of time to eat your meals. So Get the Heat and Eat meals, courtesy of Green Chef, because they're delicious and wholesome, and they're ready to eat in just 3 minutes. They're perfect for supporting a wellness journey. They've got fresh, organic, seasonal produce and 100% responsibly sourced proteins to help you feel your best. We're talking real, clean ingredients that help you build a long-lasting, healthy, habitual lifestyle. We're talking salads, talking protein-filled breakfast, nutrient-rich smoothies, all across the board. You're going to get 80 plus dietitian approved weekly meal options. And so you just sign up on the website. It's super easy to use. We love them. Very, very delicious, not sad, microwavable meals that you find in the grocery store. So make this season the healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50chaos and use code 50chaos to get 50% off your first month and then 20% off for 2 months after that with free shipping. That's code 50chaos at greenchef.com/50chaos.
Okay, Capitals assistant coach Mitch Love is no longer Capitals assistant coach Mitch Love. He was fired Sunday by the team over domestic violence allegations. This followed a year-long suspension that was given out by the NHL Sunday. They announced that as a result of findings from an investigation. Said the decision follows the findings of an NHL-led investigation into past allegations. The organization is committed to maintaining the highest standards of conduct and accountability. Now, I remember Love interviewing with teams this offseason, including the Bruins, and
it was like one of the hottest names on the circuit.
And no one gave him a job, and I guess my memory has to end there because I want to say I thought we knew this, or I thought this was out there. But my question to you is, who knew what when about all of this?
I feel like that's the big question here because like the timeline has been so confusing thinking back on it because I feel like we've heard something has been attached to Mitch Love for a while at this point. I know that the team put him on leave in
last month.
Yeah, September 13th or 14th. And there was an investigation happening. But I feel like at the point where they put him on leave, we had been hearing, right? Like, you recall this, right?
I hate to say I thought we already knew this, but that's just I thought that this was reported, and like I don't know if I'm just seeing ghosts or something. I'm like, did we not talk about this already?
Correct. Yeah. And like when they put him on leave on September 14th, at that time, it like Frank Saravalli reported that teams had found out during the hiring process, and maybe that's why. Like apparently, the person who came forward with the allegation sent a letter to both the league and the teams that were interviewing Mitch Love, and that is part of the reason why maybe they went in a different direction. So it was reported at that time, and then the Capitals put him on leave. And as a result of an investigation that was launched and what was found there, the Capitals have decided to fire him. So, like, I guess my question is, like, when did the Capitals fully become aware of what was being alleged?
I am assuming, which is dangerous to do here because we don't know, which is why we're assuming that, or let's say the Capitals will hope we assume that they didn't know about this. Teams started meeting with him, did background checks on him, knowing this is going to be the head coach. Maybe the Capitals didn't do as good a background check when they were hiring him for an assistant job, knowing that it's not super front-facing, not a super public thing. I think you should still be pretty diligent in looking into the lives and character of people that you're hiring. But
it also,
my
like,
guess is
it's worth saying too that like whatever happened predates like his Capitals tenure. Yeah.
So that would be my guess, that teams found out about it when they did like a thorough scouring of his past, and then the Capitals knew about it, and then the Capitals said, okay, we're putting this guy on leave while we're figuring out what's happening, and now he's gone. That's my guess on it, but what the Christ do we know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's good on the Capitals for making the decision to fire him if it was warranted, and it seems like whatever the investigation brought up made it seem that it was warranted. So this is like all very very shocking based off of where we all were with Mitch Love this summer versus now. Like he was one of the short list guys for a lot of teams, and it seemed like he was going to be a head coach somewhere very soon.
Penguins, I feel like everyone thought, right?
Right. It was Penguins. I believe he was on the Kraken short list as well, and now he doesn't even have an assistant job because of whatever this is. So, yikes.
Yikes. No way to pivot from something that horrible. So let me tell you about my experience on Saturday, because I think I've uncovered a new metric and a new barometer for gauging the state of affairs for a team. I went to go see my beautiful boys, Pavel Zacha, Victor Arvidsson, and Casey Middlestat, the only line in hockey I care about anymore.
I was in Utah.
Yeah.
And
that Gunther line, real good.
Josh Stone, Alex Tuck, Ryan McLeod.
No.
No, that's good.
Their line bangs.
That is all right. So there are 3 good lines. And the number 3 is going to hold some importance in this. Ray Lewis voice. Remember when he did the thing where he acted like every time he said a number, it meant something?
You know you can't say the name Ray Lewis on the show anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I can for everybody except for one person.
One person.
Yes. Okay. So went to the Boston Bruins game. Got there a little early. Was so excited to see Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, everybody. Home Depot-ass goaltending tandem they got out there in Colorado. And
Home Depot ass. I haven't heard that one before.
Oh, I yelled at the game. It felt so. It felt so cool.
It's very good.
What's
Home
the,
Depot-ass goaltending tandem.
Like, what's the meaning behind it?
Oh, you don't know? Wood. Both of them named Wood.
I thought it was
Wedgwood.
like these guys are like a Home Depot worker. Like,
No, that's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I do like that.
It's
Someone-
the
yeah.
goaltending tandem brought to you by Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
lumber
someone.
department.
I was with a group of 5 people, and one of them was like, "DJ, who's the Avalanche goalie again?" And I was like,
Something wood.
It's Scott Wedgwood, and they also got Mackenzie Blackwood. And we started riffing on it, and
Yeah.
quickly got to Home Depot-ass goaltending tandem.
Pretty good.
It
I do
started
like
with our friend Megan Kelly, not that Megan Kelly. After I said the Home Depot thing, she was like, "Home Depot-ass team," plus like 2 of the best players in the world, but mainly Home Depot-ass team.
I mean, they used to have Miles Wood, too.
Yeah, they were
so-
it was the woodiest team yet.
That's
Definitely.
right.
Yep.
Yes, everybody remembers that. So I dipped into the Bruins Pro Shop before the game, and I was relieved for my finances purposes that they did not sell a Nikita Zadorov jersey, which kind of surprised me. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was
it's pretty
going
surprising.
in there, I'm like, am I gonna have a tough choice between like Zadorov or maybe even Middlestat, or do I just get full DJ and get a Victor Arvidsson Bruins jersey for the 1 month he's going to be on this team?
Who do they even have for sale?
This show has broken my head, by the way, because I have no concept of how popular of a player Nikita Zadorov actually is. Like, zero concept.
He's notable. I don't know if he's popular.
I would say he's more popular on our show than
Well,
most.
for
other
sure,
Most
that's what I'm
things we
getting at,
discuss are more
That's what I'm
popular on
getting
our
at.
show
Like,
than in other places.
It's just an example of the many ways in which this show has broken my brain, and I don't have any concept of how the rest of the world views certain guys.
Pete, you said, what did you ask?
I said, who do they even have on sale in the pro shop? I would guess 2 names are locks. 3 names are locks.
That's what I thought.
And the rest is like maybe you can have them made.
Okay. This is what led me to do this experiment. I saw a number of jerseys offered, of players offered, that broke my brain and made me reassess the Boston Bruins as a franchise and where they are right now in their build, in their run, whatever the heck you want to call it. What would you set the over-under at for number of active player jerseys offered for a team that you feel is solid, doing something?
You think the Bruins are solid in doing something?
The number of jerseys they carried told me they are not.
So I would say I feel like they have to have at least 3. So I'm gonna say 3.5.
See, I would set it higher.
We're saying, like, generally speaking, a good team.
Like,
How
Or
many
like,
you would
like
have?
think of
I-
when we went to Edmonton, for
I would say
example.
4.5 would be my total. Like, thinking about Edmonton off the top of my head, I'm saying they're gonna have McDavid, Draisaitl. Well, we went to Edmonton,
Yeah,
though,
but
and they had a
Edmonton
lot.
is such a different breed.
Yeah,
Edmonton had.
it's tough.
We
It's
were there
tough.
last year.
Yeah.
They had McDavid, they had Draisaitl, they had Bouchard, they had Ekholm, they had Skinner,
They
they
had
had
everybody.
Nurse, they had.
Did they have Nuge?
They had Nuge, they had Hyman.
But that's a different
had-
breed.
Yeah.
That is not the standard
But
pro shop.
I guess
That is
They had
generally
Henrique,
speaking-
they had
That is a-
Arvidsson.
that
Like,
is
that's
a country
10.
club pro shop.
I'm going to expect that a good team has at least 4 players. Like I'm thinking like it's
I would
going to
say
be
at
hard
least
for
3.
a team
At
to be
least 3.
good and not have 4 relevant players.
At least 3.
3, I think you borderline got to fold up shop.
Yeah, I think 3 is a
3 is way too
lackluster
low.
offering. Yeah.
All right.
So I would set it at 5.5 is the over under for if it's under, you're like, you don't have many good players or you don't know who's going to be on the team in a couple of months.
Bruins have to have Pasternak, they have to have McAvoy, and they have to have Swayman. I think those are
That
the
would
only
be
3 that they
my-
have to have.
Yeah.
Sean, could you give me my findings? The Bruins offer 3 different players in their pro shop. You can get something custom made at any of these, but for the purposes of this experiment, I went with you walk in, you grab off the rack, and you leave.
Mhm.
That's David Pasternak, that's Charlie McAvoy, and that's Jeremy Swayman. That is rough stuff, folks, because it was not long ago that I walked right in there and I bought my ass a James Van Riemsdyk jersey.
That is
Wow, that
crazy.
And if
is-
they were offering James Van
crazy.
Riemsdyk, you know they were offering Hampus Lindholm and players who respectfully are better than James Van Riemsdyk.
That's
was a couple
fucking
years
wild.
ago.
But also, like when we went to Detroit had like DeBrincat, they had Raymond, and
All in red though.
Yeah, and did they have Kane and maybe
Yeah.
just those 3?
No, they didn't have Kane.
Or
'cause
they
I
didn't have
remember
Kane?
distinctly
They-
being
oh,
like,
they must
I-
have had Larkin.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they probably had DeBrincat, Larkin, and Raymond, and that was it
I
in
would
terms
say,
of active players.
looking at this and then thinking about the JVR thing, I would say that the number of jerseys you offer is not necessarily a direct reflection of how many good players you have, but is, and more to your point, a reflection of the vibes. Because
Mhm.
like if
And the
you're
pro
buying
shop.
a JVR jersey, it's because like this team rocks. Of course, everyone's gonna have a Pasta jersey, and of course, like I want something a little bit off the beaten path because this guy, like the team is still good. So getting this guy doesn't feel like I'm being a complete asshole. Whereas like now the Bruins,
LA
Not the same.
had Kopitar,
Kopitar, Doughty,
Kempe, and Byfield.
Byfield.
but I think that's
I think
it.
that was it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
4 max.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just those.
But maybe
4.
that's a conversation you have about the Kings right now.
But,
But I
yeah.
mean, like, but they make it very easy to get whoever you want. Clearly, because we got Corey Perry.
yeah.
and Cody
I mean,
Ceci.
it definitely kind of like we're talking about the Edmonton thing. Depends on the market a little bit.
But a whatnot came up to me as I was observing this and taking pictures and introduced himself. Shout out Joel, I believe. He was like, I'm here with my buddy. He's trying to figure out what jersey to get. Guess he just has to get Pasternak. And I was like, they should have more than that. Or should they? Like, are the Bruins a team right now that doesn't know who's going to be on the roster in whatever? And obviously, like, take all this with a little grain of salt and a nudge and a wink. Like, I don't think that Don Sweeney is telling the pro shop only have these guys available, but it is, as Sean said, kind of like a barometer of what the vibes are around the team right now. And if the Boston Bruins only have 3 guys you can walk in and grab something off the rack, they had more retired players available. You go walk right in there and get an Andy Moog jersey. No problem. You get a Cam Neely, a Ray Bork. You get
Willie O'Ree.
a Willie O'Ree. Yeah, like they got all those guys. Rough stuff, folks. So as a result of this world-rocking moment I looked up what teams were playing over the weekend, and I wrote down some of the, we'll call them mediocre-ish teams that were at home, and I sent out a tweet. I said, if you or someone you know is going to be at the Penguins game, the Preds game, Blackhawks game, or the Flames game, send me a DM, and we'll figure this out.
Okay.
People reached out. I got representatives for everyone but the Preds. They're down bad.
No Preds in the community.
No Preds in the community. And I said to these people, hey, do me a favor, dip into the pro shop, count how many players are offered, and then maybe snap a picture
Okay.
of the jerseys, and I'll reveal my findings. I also placed a call this morning to the Buffalo Sabres team store to get their count.
Okay.
Care to hazard a guess on how many different players active are offered in person at the Pittsburgh Penguins team store.
I just want to say, I have not seen these. I dragged them in there. I saw the Sabres one. The other ones, I have no
Fantastic.
knowledge of.
All right, Pittsburgh, I'm willing to guess that they have a pretty big pro shop, and they also have players that they probably have had stock of for a long time.
Legacy players.
Yeah. You're going to have Crosby. You're going to have Malkin. You're going to have Letang. You're going to have probably Carlson.
Yep.
That's 4.
Ooh. Honestly, the list should probably stop there.
I'm gonna throw Brian Rust in that mix as well.
They have him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 5.
The Penguins are an interesting one because we talked about this kind of in the abstract before the show, and you said that you got to kind of assume everyone offers a goalie jersey. But do they offer a goalie jersey? Are they selling Tristan Jarry jerseys?
They might. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, but I agree with you,
5.
generally speaking, that every team should probably offer a goalie.
I mean, they should be offering Justin Brazeau jerseys at this point
they
in
should
time.
be working overtime.
Those things should be selling
She Love
themselves.
jerseys.
I'm going to say 5.
Sean, throw it up. Pittsburgh Penguins carry 6 players. You named them all. Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Carlson, Russ. You just missed
Ben Kendall?
Ricard Raquel.
Oh, okay. All right.
Interesting. Okay.
Which, fair enough.
But
How
again,
about-
that's existing stock. So
You think so?
Yeah.
That goes back to last year. But
Yeah.
but you say existing stock, they couldn't have had it for that long because we're talking Fanatics premium jerseys.
And we're talking alternates that they just released.
yeah.
True.
All right. How about the Chicago Blackhawks?
They're going to have Bedard. They're going to have Nazar. They're going to have also, you got to consider Madhouse is a very, very big
Yep.
Yeah, but
expansive
it's also
pro shop.
split.
It is split.
But I guess they do the jersey turn thing probably too.
All
So
right.
I was gonna say this also that makes these conversations interesting is you got to think of like a team like the Islanders, for example. Like you got to think like the young prospects make it interesting because like even if the team is dog shit, if they have exciting young players like the Blackhawks,
Yeah.
they're gonna have
So,
a handful of jerseys. Off.
Bedard, Nazar. Do you think Ryan Donato gets a jersey? Ryan Donato had a bunch of goals last year.
Foligno definitely does.
All right. Bedard, Nazar, Foligno, Vlasic, Rinzel, Spencer Knight,
The Russian. Why am I blank? The
Artem
Michigan
Levchinov?
State.
Levchinov?
Yeah.
Levchinov.
Where are you at right now? Are you at
7?
7? I think there's probably one more in there somewhere, but I don't know.
Let's say 8.
Very close, Peter.
Yeah.
They carry 7,
Damn.
but I think
Bertuzzi.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I meant to say Bertuzzi. Shit.
so. They carry
right.
Bedard, Teravainen, Bertuzzi, Foligno, Vlasic, Levchinov, and Knight. That equals 7, but
Nazar came on too recently.
missing in there is Frank Nazar. And what I take that to mean is that they're sold out of him.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that's the only explanation.
I mean, his breakout is kind of this season, though.
true.
So I
yeah,
understand.
but he's been a top flight prospect.
Yeah,
and like
but
he's been on the team.
they've had,
since- yeah.
they've
2 years ago.
arguably
Yeah.
have had. Obviously, it's tougher to say this now, but they've had like 2 bigger prospects in that time.
not having
No, I mean Nazar is like you're
I
right,
agree,
but
but
Nazar
like
is a big
Bedard
deal.
and I agree, but like Bedard and Levchinov kind of got their first ish.
No, Nazar.
Or like, I mean, arrived on the scene. Like they were, I don't know. I guess I understand how like the Nazar thing. I think if we have a conversation in a month, there's probably Nazar jerseys sold.
No, they should have had Nazar jerseys. Like no excuse, they should have had him last year.
okay. How about the Calgary Flames?
Oh my god.
0 jerseys.
How many
Dustin
jerseys?
Wolf.
How many jerseys can you walk into the Calgary Flames team store and grab off the rack? How many players?
One.
You
Dustin Wolf.
filling
No.
up your hands, or you just you
Wolf
texting with?
and Huberdeau.
No, I mean, all right. Huberdeau, Kadri, Backlund, Wolf, Coleman, maybe
Are they-
Zary,
Are they still selling Rasmus
Anderson?
jerseys? Yeah.
Uyghur. I'm gonna say 8.
You think the Calgary Flames are letting you get 8 player jerseys? Like
I mean,
not
they- but it's
customized?
also
they
an old
shouldn't.
arena.
They shouldn't, but like a lot of these guys have been there for a little bit.
I don't know.
And they're a Canadian team. They probably have a massive pro shop.
Well, I don't know that. That's what I'm going to say. Their
Oh,
arena's
their-
on the way
their-
out.
Their
So
arena
I'm
does
curious
stink.
if they've got the facilities to hold a lot of jerseys.
I'm being very generous, but I think that Calgary's like pro shop probably has it.
The Huberdeau
Like,
So
one's
you're going.
tough.
Why'd you go? You're going 8.
I'm gonna go 8.
The Huberdeau one's tough because it's like I almost feel like they have to sell Huberdeau jerseys, or else you're admitting you lost that trade even worse than you are.
Yeah, you have to sell those.
You
I'm
kinda
gonna
have
say
to.
8.
I mean, the Flames should not sell that many jerseys, but all the players you listed, I have a hard time arguing against.
All right, Pete. You said you're being generous. No, you're not.
Whoa.
They
Wow.
carry 14 players: Anderson, Huberdeau, Backlund, Frost, Coleman, Coronado, Wolf, Zary, Uyghur, Lomberg, Kadri, Pospisil, Sharangovich, and Perek.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit! Wow.
Look at all those things.
So like, but the Canadian markets are different.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say
Canadian markets are different. We saw a guy in the Oilers pro shop going in to buy a unicorn jersey. It was
Which he fucked up. Very much not a unicorn. You would want to get a Kasperi Kapanen.
that's right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So like, Canadian markets are different, man, and God bless them. That's so many jerseys. 14.
This is also the pro shop. This has got big like mall jersey store vibes. Just like I'm getting jerseys in any tiny
Wall
little space
to
I can
wall.
fit them.
Yeah,
Wall
it's
to
like
wall.
one of those something presented by Lids.
Exactly. Yeah.
They got some like Bobby Boucher, Waterboy. They got a Happy Gilmore in
Yeah.
there. All right, last one. Placed the call this morning. Did some digging. Tried to find out
Buffalo Sabres.
how many Buffalo Sabres active players jerseys can you get at their team store right
Did
now?
you find an answer to this? Like, is this guessing going to be for naught? Is what I want to know.
I did not get the names,
Okay.
which is
All right. That's
we might have
tough.
to do a little road trip for
But-
that.
Tage, Tuck, Darlene, Power. I'll throw Benson in there.
We got 5 now.
With me not knowing the names, I would say
Jack
that
Quinn.
UPL has to be in there.
I would assume UPL has got to be in there. Are they selling? If like
They
this
selling
was last year,
Bowen Byram jerseys.
probably. But if this is last year, they're selling Devin Levi jerseys. I don't know if they've taken those out of the store
yeah.
or
I
not.
feel like you can't be selling Devin Levi jerseys in like
Probably.
may keep
But
them,
how many
may
are left
keep
over?
stock in the
Yeah.
back room, but
Yeah,
they're
fair.
probably not displayed.
That's probably fair.
I'm gonna say 7.
That's not even including any of the new players.
Oh,
New player, I guess
Doan?
Josh Doan.
Ooh.
But I don't know if are they making
Doan,
Josh Doan
Kulik.
jerseys already? Like,
Zucker. Let's say
Yes,
8.
Zucker,
let's say
yeah, for sure.
let's say 8.
Pete, let's not and say we did. Probably
Whoa!
15 to 18, said the person. And this wasn't a, hi, how many active players you have, blah, blah, blah. Like, probably 15 to 18. They said, I can go look. And I said, yeah, sure, that'd be great. They came back a few minutes later, probably 15 to 18. So they counted, they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, fuck, I don't know, 18, and then came back. So they
Damn.
definitely got past 13 when they were counting.
Yeah.
If they're saying 15 to 18.
Somebody in the chat though said probably a Brian Giunta jersey.
No.
or something. You said you made sure to say.
I said,
active.
I said
and
active.
I mean, even if you're putting a little margin for error in there, we're at like 11, 12 active players, which is still like the entire roster.
That's like the entire roster.
So
That's
let's
crazy.
compare the Bruins and the Sabres now for this and say the Sabres having a million player jerseys, I think honestly does suit their vibe because they have 100 people who could be your favorite player.
It's basically asking, do you want to invest? I've got this.
Yeah.
I've got this company. Do you want to invest?
And I think like getting back to the JVR conversation, that was at a time where investing in the Boston Bruins made sense. It
Mhm.
wasn't obvious that it was going to completely fall apart like it kind of has.
But here's an element for the Bruins that is crazy. This is the first year of new jerseys. They should be trying to
True.
fucking get those things flying into circulation.
Yeah, but I guess do it like I don't. There's obviously a lot of like business marketing kind of decisions that's probably related to how sales go, how sales have gone, and blah blah blah. So like maybe there's some kind of financial reasons where it makes sense to just kind of give people only a couple of options. But yeah, that is like you would
It's
think,
stunning that the Bruins only have 4.
but it's just like
Or
also
three.
who outside of those 3 guys are
Morgan
you confident
Geeky.
are going to
Hampus
Geeky,
Lindholm
that's-
it's crazy they don't
Geeky
have
is a
Hampus
good
Morgan
Lindholm.
Geeky just signed an extension. Hampus Lindholm,
Yeah.
Elias Lindholm, Nikita Zadorov, all guys that you've signed on to big-ish contracts. Like even Jano should be in there. He was a quote unquote big ticket signing.
I mean,
this summer.
Next year, I have to. Metal Stu said you got to believe they're going to be selling Hagen's jerseys, Minton jerseys, make their way in there.
Yeah, like Lorai, Minton. Like,
also, maybe this is.
Oh my God, why aren't they selling like
people
idiots
like
would buy
Lorai.
those?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Maybe this is a product of like the jerseys are new, so they had to pump out like the ones they knew were going to sell early, and maybe again you go a couple seasons or a couple months later on, we'll have a wider selection.
I feel like we're doing some
vibes.
Gymnastics.
I'm trying to think
choosing
of
to make this
reasons
about
why.
vibes.
Sean, you're doing tricks on it, derogatory.
You liked when I used that the other day?
We're gonna get a call from the Bruins pro shop. It's gonna be like, oh, it's Fanatics' fault. Blast out a tweet saying
That was a good
no one can get
experiment.
mad at you.
I hadn't really considered like now I want like people to send in reports.
I absolutely
well,
want to do it with every team in the
Send
NHL.
in reports. If you're going to a game, hit your team's pro shop. Tell us how many active player jerseys are offered in the pro shop.
We had kind of this experience in Florida the day after they won the Stanley Cup,
Yeah.
It was
and
zero.
there was a limited offering.
Oh, it wasn't zero, but it was
Well,
like
that
and
pro shop
say-
stunk, baby.
Judging it by whether or not they offer a Kyle Oposo jersey, not fair. They didn't, and I was disappointed by that. But it was still not. It was the worst pro shop.
Also, worth pointing out, people don't want to go to that arena for games. They're probably not going to want to go to that arena to just hit
they
the pro
seem
shop.
like a prime
We're built
candidate
different.
for having an off-site pro
Definitely.
shop that does better than their actual pro shop.
Yeah, for sure.
Sean, you got a slate for us?
Oh, you know what they should do?
Barely.
The Florida Panthers should put their pro shop, like they
In the
should add a
airport?
third floor to elbow room. Imagine
Yeah.
like
They sold. Yes.
absolutely hammered people at the end of the night just wandering
have a
up and
beach stand.
buying like a
Have a little
Evan
kiosk or
Rodriguez
something, yeah.
jersey at 3 a.m.
Dude,
Incredible.
oh my God. I mean, it's not like we went to Elbow Room. We weren't there crazy late or anything. I was not drunk. If I had been drunk, I would have paid $500 million for a Kyle Oposo jersey.
I mean,
On
we
the
were
beach
we
outside
were
of
there
Elbow Room.
the night before Game 7.
Yeah, it was pop.
I would say 1/3 of the people in attendance were wearing hockey jerseys.
And I would say 3/3 of people there were there for hockey.
Yeah,
Like,
100%
everyone
of
was
the
there
people were
for-
there for hockey, and it was mostly Oilers jerseys. But like most people that were there, not most people, but 1/3 of the people that were there were wearing hockey jerseys. So yeah, if the Panthers had like a pop-up pro shop, there was
On the
even just
beach.
had like a guy in a van.
It's like a little bit of predatory behavior, but it's
It's like the guys in the Common where you just pull up a truck, you bring out
Street
all
meat?
of the no, there's like all of the Boston hats, the
Yeah.
things
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
look like Red Sox hats but are not Red Sox hats.
yeah, man. If they
Load
did
'em up
that,
with
if they did that at like our bar in Columbus, they could just buy a Zach Werenski jersey after drinking 17 beers at our bar. Would absolutely do it.
Wouldn't be able to fit over the Zach Werenski jersey I'd already be wearing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
true.
Is like you get like a market like Columbus, everyone's already got their jerseys.
Yeah, what the fuck I need one of these for? Did you get a new
What
sponsor
do I
or
need?
something?
Doubles are best.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at the slate, and you might need to squint, or I guess you don't need to squint because
It's a lot
there's
of room.
more space
Yeah.
on it, so you can make it very large. The Blues take on the Penguins at 7 p.m. Eastern. What is that a bowl of?
That's not going to be watching that shit bowl.
That's a probably won't watch that game bowl, but it's also
That's actually a lie because it is the first game on. I will watch it for
It's the
about
best
a
team
half
in
an
hockey.
hour.
One of the best teams in hockey, and the St. Louis Blues.
We got to do a show today, so you are correct. But it
Danny's
is
on the
still
right.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Standings on the right.
I believe
Penguins
it
up there.
is a draft pick to offer sheet. Why can't I think of his name? Defenseman.
Shea Weber.
No, defenseman who played for Philip Broberg. I believe it is a draft pick used to offer sheet Philip Broberg Bowl. Remember that morning?
Yeah,
They traded
yeah.
for their draft pick back, and I think it was with the Penguins. So
Mm.
that's what those two teams share in common. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can't watch it because it's on AHL Network, and you also can't watch it because it's the Blues at the Penguins, although Penguins famously are good right now. And then at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, you got a pretty good one. You got the Bruins at the Ottawa Senators. This is a light slate. It's because all the teams are getting ready to play tomorrow when every team is in action, but only 2 games this evening. The Bruins at the Senators in a Wade Redden Bowl, also a Zdeno Chara Bowl.
I'll say it. Get ahead of myself. I'm over the NHL frenzy thing. Like I
don't
like
need
that it
it.
brings attention to the league.
Yeah.
I like that it's like a fun, crazy night.
Does it though?
No, probably not. But we can, for the sake of argument, say that it brings some attention to the league.
Game 4 of the World Series is on. Not watching, though, because there's 16 fucking hockey games.
I love a middle-of-the-road slate in terms of games being played. I don't want too many. I want a handful of games. Yesterday was so nice. Like 1 to 2 games on at a time. You can rotate back and forth, not feel overwhelmed by how much you might be missing. But the Frozen Frenzy sacrifices 2 days of hockey, one on either end, and that's the part that I don't like about it.
I agree. And also, you have teams playing back-to-backs. Like, set it up more so there's more back-to-backs. Like, so so the slates on either end aren't as light.
Tough slate tonight.
Yeah, tough slate. As Pete said, absolutely not worth it to ruin 3 nights of hockey. And I say, like, ruin in that every team playing on one night isn't that great either. You don't get to see all the games.
Yeah, I want I want a hockey frenzy. I want a frenzy the first Sunday after the Super Bowl. Give me 16 games throughout that Sunday. I'd be all the way in.
I was like I never do this. I pre-scouted the this week's slate. This week, how much pre-scouting have you done?
Not for this week, but usually on Sundays I'll take a peek.
There is an extremely weird structure element this week.
Love it. Or I probably don't, because so far I don't like it.
There is a 4 p.m. game in Vegas on Friday.
Oh.
Weird.
A 1 p.m. local start on a weekday?
Happy Halloween, I guess.
That's got to be... Oh, yeah, it's got to be something...
Is it Halloween related?
That or like a kids' day type beat.
I mean, are they not aware that NHL teams have already celebrated Halloween for like 5 weeks now?
That's true.
They don't need to do anything for Halloween on Friday. They're good. They are very done with Halloween. Yeah, an easy A-. It's just a terrible slate tonight, but I'll keep an eye on Bruins Sens. Keep an eye on that, and I'll especially keep an eye on it because we're going to go all over the sports equinox, as they say, because all of the big leagues, or the 4 big leagues we'll call it, the NHL, the NBA, NFL, and NBA, and before you yell at us, we know there are other great leagues, some of which we like more of some of these leagues, but these historically have been referred to as the Big 4 in North America. They're all in action tonight. Let's toss together a little parlay for it, brought to you by Sports Interaction Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction, Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. All right, Bruins Sens will do. Bruins money line. Feel good about the Bruins after that win on Saturday?
Sure.
I mean, on Friday,
they've been losing a lot of close games. They've been losing winnable games. And so the fact that they pulled one out against a pretty good team, I will take it.
Okay, so Bruins money line against the Senators. Commanders and Chiefs in action tonight. Sean submitted Marcus Mariota over half an interception. That seems...
love that.
He's gonna be throwing that thing, and not to the right team, I think.
All right, buddy.
I like that one.
Blue Jays and Dodgers. Sean, you also submitted this one. Under 8.5 runs. Why?
I mean, first off, the Dodgers pitching staff fucking rocks. They just are off of a complete game from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So bullpen's rested. Other side is Max Scherzer, who balled out in his last start.
Big game pitcher.
Big game pitcher. Got 2 different color eyes. I don't know if you knew that. And if you didn't, they're going to say it 15 times during the broadcast tonight because they do it every time he's playing. But yeah, I think the Dodgers are going to win tonight, but I don't want that to happen. So I'm staying away from the actual pick in the game. I think it's going to be a pitcher's duel.
Did you know the Boston Celtics, who are in action tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans, have not won a game this season? They are 0-3 to begin the season. Wow. They are out here rubbing their heads on people's bellies, but not rubbing the W's into the W column.
Jason Tatum, kind of important.
It turns out Sean's guy, Jason Tatum.
My guy.
Good. You never questioned.
No, I've always thought he's a great basketball player. Not maybe as great as Celtics fans like to think he is.
So he's siding with the Celtics tonight?
So awesome. Oh, yeah. Celtics get their first win. Road against the Pelicans. Enough is enough. So the parlay, Bruins money line, Mariota over half an interception. Blue Jays Dodgers under 8.5 runs. Celtics money line. Sean, what's that getting us? That plus 1,400 plus?
Plus 1434. $5 would get you a 76.73.
Dang.
Love that.
Very good. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play and easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. We got a big show for you folks tomorrow. We got Wyatt Johnston on the pod, and it's a good time. We get to the bottom of some things. We ask about certain things regarding the Dallas Stars we've wanted to know for a while, how to say certain people's names, what the fuck's going on with certain lights on certain stairs.
That's right.
Whether certain highlighter jerseys are in fact cool as shit, and if Pete is just a hater, and by that I mean if Pete and everybody in the world.
We also talked
Suddenly he's a
dress-up
hater?
games.
We talked about the dress-up game with him.
Speaking of Halloween, that's
Yes.
right. Somebody in the chat said wasn't NHL Halloween last week when they played dress-up.
Yes.
So there you go. I saw Eileen, our favorite Stars fan, complaining about the Texas jersey behind me earlier. So that is the reason why that Texas jersey is there. Also because Texas is hilarious. Just a full-on asshole team with a big win over the weekend. Shout out Brandon Walker.
The Texas Longhorns being assholes. When has that ever happened before?
Who knew?
They are so unserious. But I'm still in.
Chad is going ecstatic for Wyatt Johnston being on the podcast. How do you think we feel? We got to talk to the guy.
We're actually gonna cut that interview out of tomorrow's show. Because that's what teams do that's what people do when they interview the Dallas Stars.
Oh, I got that. I was like, wow,
I gotcha.
We talked to him about that. Wasn't on the Amazon show, but he will be on this show, provided there's time.
That's right.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out today. Appreciate all of you. Enjoy tonight's 2 games, but if you don't enjoy those 2, plenty of other sports to watch. Make sure you have liked everything you can like here. Share the Judy Jupiter stuff. It's going crazy online, but it should, because Judy Jupiter's a legend.
That's right. Amplify, support the show. Going to be a big week of shows. We had a great week last week. Thank you to everybody who is new. We had a lot of new folks on board. So if you're just checking out the show for maybe the first time or one of the first times, thank you for hopping on board. We are on the socials as well. We're trying to grow those this season. So if you're on X, we can be a nice place that you hang out with in that cesspool.
Are you doing that now?
Yeah, I was like,
You're calling it
I
X?
was waiting for the joke.
You're calling it X?
I don't fucking know, man. It's obviously Twitter.
Yeah,
It's
I know. That's why I was
Twitter,
saying.
but
I
like
haven't any-
X has somehow seeped its way into my brain.
Twitter,
so.
when I got responses, when I tweeted out like, hey, if you're going to the game, blah, 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 and people responded to it, that was like the first time I felt like I interacted with people on Twitter in the longest time.
You
Twitter
have to
has
go out of your way to do it.
Twitter has become Creed's thoughts, where it's just like a Word document that you write things into and doesn't go anywhere. No one sees it. Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's Twitter. Twitter is like, I know that like the algorithm feeds you shit. So like at this point though, I feel like everybody's algorithm is just like boobs, right? Like, do you log on Twitter and just see fucking boobs?
I stay off of the For You tab. I am.
Oh, really?
I have never used the For You tab.
So I've talked to people and they'd be like, dude, it's just I open up Twitter and it's boobs and
Sure, if I went to my For You tab right now, it would be boobs.
that's all it is. So yeah, we're on there.
So find us there.
Find us there.
Better boobs
in the
than
sea
watch
of
people
boobs.
die.
We're also on there. We're also on Instagram. We hit 10,000. So if you followed us on Instagram and helped us hit 10,000, appreciate you. If you were not one of those people, you can still join us over there as well. So going to be a great week of shows. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, folks.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.